One of the most complicated situations that can ever happen to guys in this day and age is when you have your wife, you have your partner, and you have your side piece, and then you find out that you actually have feelings for your side piece while at the same time having feelings for your wife or your girlfriend. Because at that point, you're like, which one do I choose? How do I end up lying to both of them at the same time? Because I don't know, for some reason, it's like you just can't find your way around it.
And we want to welcome all y'all to Fan of a Fan, and this is strictly only for the fans.
Because when you actually kind of think about it, just try and think about it for a second. You know, you have your wife, you love her, you know, everything is good, and you've been having a thing with this side piece. Then, as you guys are doing it, probably she knows how to throw it back. Maybe she just so happens to be really, really good when it comes to such things. And at some point, you know, she rides you all the way to the land of feelings. Then all of a sudden, you know, you're thinking about spending time with her, having dinner, I don't know, putting a baby in her or some shit. And then now suddenly you think about it, you're like, it's not like you can leave your wife, and it's not like you want to leave this side piece. Then what the hell happens? And suddenly it's like you don't know what the hell you're gonna do at that point. Because you know, if you try making your side piece a wife, it messes everything up. Because there's some babes that are just that good for side pieces. And in a sense, you kind of think about it, it's extremely complicated for guys to actually get around such shit. But luckily, the host of this show does not have a side piece, so he doesn't go through such complicated situations, which also means that my ability to come up with a solution for such shit is usually just, I don't know, leave her. But, anyways, we should start because, you know, this podcast has been holding itself for quite a while, and it is Fan of a Fan. So, in typical fashion, welcome to Breaktime on West Side, your number one breaktime podcast, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is a man who does not have a side piece. He is a man whose sickness for the thickness prevents him from skinny dipping. It is none other than your tall, dark, and mildly handsome man, Sir Denver B. The show is Fan of a Fan, the show where I get to come out of my holiday hiding hole and, you know, decide to record the episodes, but with a little bit of a twist. Unlike the regular episodes of this season, I usually like to do a collab with somebody who is a fan of the podcast, thus the name Fan of a Fan, and we get to discuss some regular podcast matters. Now, this episode, I have somebody who I would have once called a podcaster, but she prefers to be referred to as a blogger. She likes to talk about erotic things, she's into poetry, but she is also a podcaster in her own right. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Nelima.
Hi! This is the weirdest introduction I've ever had because I'm not into just erotica, but I guess.
Oh, what are you into?
I'm into art and music. I'm also into you, so I guess there's that.
Oh,
yeah.
damn, that's just me massaging my bosom right now.
You're welcome. I'm the fan of this episode, yeah? Yay.
Yeah. Thank you for being one of the collaborators of Fan of a Fan, and thank you for hopping onto the episode. And now we should probably head on to the main meat of this entire episode. So I sent you a video, which we're supposed to discuss, and I'll even play it for the guys here. So,
guys, I'm seated here with two 19-year-olds. Na wamesema wamechoka na relationships.
Nashanga.
I don't know if it's the men right now that are making it hard for us or making things difficult for us, giving us a hard time. Imagine you can't be tired
I'm
at
just
19.
tired.
Because you
don't limit yourself to one person and all that.
Yeah.
Take your time. Have fun.
This is the situation. He's in school, you're in school, mnatumiwa pocket money. Sasa utafanya nini? Utatafuta mwenye ni mzee kukuliko ama what are you going to do?
Tafuta mtu mwenye like ni mzee kukuliko as in sasa like niko 19 nianze kudate mtu wako 27 like yo kuna vile vibe haita right.
But ndo atakushughulikia.
So this entire video was actually a trailer for a series on YouTube, and I don't know. Before I really get into it, I want to know your thoughts on this.
First, when I was 19, I was dating someone that was 9 years older than me. So
9?
Yeah.
How the hell did you get someone to date you and there was an age difference of 9
I don't
years?
know, bro. I have boobs, I guess. Plus, I worked in a garage where majority of the guys that came were like 27 going up. So I didn't have a chance of dating someone closer to my age at that time.
Was it somebody that used to bring in the Mercedes for servicing
Yeah,
and wanted roadside
I
assistance?
was. Well, it's customer service, you know. Every minor service is a major one.
Wait, so customer service includes you dating one of the
As in,
customers?
you have to keep your customers happy now, don't you?
I
Yeah.
guess so. I guess so.
So my thoughts are. Oh, sorry, you asked for my thoughts. So for me, I think you can't be tired of having boyfriends. Sometimes you're just tired of dating someone your age.
Okay. So was that something that you felt even when you had someone that was 9 years above you?
I was 19, so I was probably stupid. It was something that worked out then. But now when cause I have a younger sister, when she's telling me she's dating someone that's 2 years older than her, and I'm like, that's your dad. No, stop. It's just no.
Okay, now you're just overstretching. There you're just overstretching it for a bit. Because, I don't know, is she 19?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's still in her teens, but she's not. Well, no. Yeah, she's in her teens. She's 17. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, for me, if you're.
Oh, yeah, now that brings a very interesting dilemma.
Exactly.
Because the guy is 19, she's 17.
That's a pedophile.
So technically, if you have the lines black and white, you can call him a pedophile. But at the same time, you think about it, like this same person probably was with her before he clocked 18.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's not really pedophilia, it's just two teenagers having fun.
But for me, I'll try to overlook if he's 19. I won't be comfortable, but I won't lose my shit about it. But if you're 20, then that's a problem.
Why? Because the guy is on second floor.
Yeah. Bro, I can date you. Okay, I wouldn't because I'm, your mom, but I could because you're like 2-3 years older, younger than me. So, no. No, the only time she's allowed to date someone that's in his 20s or 30s is when she's, also in her 20s.
Okay. All right. First of all, here's my thoughts on this, because much as I watched this entire clip, I actually ended up going to watch the entire YouTube video. And okay, first of all, before I even get to what I got from the video, the minute I started watching like this whole trailer, first of all, I was ready to lose my head, because I'm like, how is it that you're 19 and you're saying that you're tired of men? Like, even though you're dating all of these people, you're not going that far up your age range, not unless if it's like a special case like yours. So in a sense, you could just say that these babes are going for guys who are like, what, max 22 years? And at 22 years, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel as though you're not enough of a grown man to call yourself a man per se, because it's like you're still learning how to be a man. Because you went through high school, you were a teenager, you felt like you were the boss, but now you're in like another environment, a more open environment where there's like more grown people. And people aren't just behaving a certain way because it's the normal, typical behavior of the high school. Now you're learning to become an individual. So in that respect, I don't think that they would classify as like fully grown men. But that being said, they moved on to the whole bit of the money. And I was ready to lose my shits about it, because honestly, y'all are 19 years old. I don't see why it is that you expect somebody to blow money on you. Like, you're technically, much as people hate to say this, and I'd also hate to hear it from someone when I was 19, you're technically still a kid. Like, you have your whole life ahead of you, not unless if you're a trust fund baby, not unless if you have a parent that's very generous enough to give you a large amount of disposable income. You can't really say that you expect a lot in the name of money. So in a sense, I'd probably say they kind of overstepped it. But after watching the video, after watching the full thing, I realized that the problem wasn't really the money, but it was actually an issue with expectations. Because when you kind of look at it, these babes were talking about guys ghosting them. They go, they start something, you know, they hollered at each other. Somebody slid into DMs here. Somebody threw a couple of vibes there. Somebody was dropping compliments. Somebody had to cuddle with them a few times here and there. But at some point, those guys ghosted. So maybe we should be asking ourselves why the hell it is that babes have really, really high expectations. You get me?
Yeah, and I think I'm a bit targeted now because I also have very high expectations of you.
By the way, explain yourselves.
First, it's just we have this idea that we have been sold to all our lives. The soap operas, the books we read, the music we listen to. Like, if you listen to my music is just very sensual and very emotional. So there's this idea we have, and we expect you guys that have been brought up to be, gangsters, to match up to our expectations, which majority of you don't. And the weirdest thing is when a man notices he can't give you what you want, he just ghosts you. You guys never fucking communicate. It's just...
Okay, first of all, were you the kind of person that used to listen to a lot of R&B?
I'm still the kind of person that listens to a lot of R&B.
I makes sense. Funny enough, I actually also like R&B. But here's my issue. I get that you guys had a lot of expectations when you were growing up. But by the time you were 19, you're probably fresh out of high school. Haven't you already seen that there's like a difference between expectation versus reality? Like, maybe in high school somebody could have bought you flowers, but do you think that guys will buy flowers right now?
You actually, weirdest thing is your expectations increase. You'll expect them to lower now because you've seen reality, but then in your mind you assume in high school these things aren't met because guys did have money or some way to facilitate what you wanted, like get you flowers or something. So you expect a guy that's like 23, 24, 25 to have a clue that I like food, to buy me food. So you don't necessarily lower your expectations one bit.
But you guys are in the same university, probably sharing a class. Like, how do you expect this guy to make more money just because he's older? Isn't this a situation of you guys still ignoring reality? Because technically, money doesn't grow on trees, and if it did, I'm guessing the royals probably plucked all of those trees and had them in their farms.
It's not that you expect the person to just provide 24/7. Well, I don't know about other human beings, but I don't. But it's because, again, men are just used to being gangsters, so they won't even take it when we offer. So there's no need of telling someone, help me spend my money. If they don't feel like spending your money, you spend theirs. So you expect a guy to be like, oh.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. I'll try and give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. Because how do I even express this? I kind of feel as though you guys just have a thing for selecting the wrong guys. Like, seriously, a lot of y'all have a thing for selecting the wrong guys. The problem isn't even, oh, men are the problem. No, your selection is absolutely garbage. Because a lot of times you'll hear somebody saying, oh, I want a good man that can treat me right. Oh, I'm done with these playboys. Guess who the hell she chills with? Playboys. Guess who the hell she allows to hit on her and get to hit it? Playboys. So at the end of the day, much as she's talking about, oh, I want to get ABCD done, she's not really doing that much. So in a sense, you could say that your expectations are also being failed by your selection of guys. Because I know a ton of guys, okay, not a ton, maybe one or two, that will really treat their babe well. They'll go above and beyond. They spend money on their babes. And some of them have a lot of money, by the way. But a lot of times you'll find that they end up getting heartbroken. And mostly because a lot of you guys that expect the best usually go and pick the worst, it becomes this huge disconnect. So would you say that it's just your selection of guys that's the problem? Because you all clearly haven't been selecting that well. So
before I talk about that, can you please introduce me to these two friends of yours? Because, yeah.
They're a bit young. And I heard women don't go for guys that are much younger than them. So sorry.
It's fine. I knew you'll disappoint me. But you see, now majority of the men are like you, just walking disappointments. So we're stuck with seeing a majority of the guys. But you know this phrase of nice guys finish last? There's also hope for those nice guys that they will just eventually get someone. I've never gone through a bad boy phase. I've been told by a lot of people, most probably it's because I'm the toxic one. That's why I've never been through it. But I genuinely like nice people.
See? Oh, so you're just looking for a nice guy to be toxic to, eh?
As in,
and yet you're calling me the problem.
I'm not toxic. I'm just not generally the usual nice person.
You just said, and I quote, my friends usually say that I'm the toxic one.
They say that. I don't say that about myself. I think I'm a nice person.
So does every other toxic person.
But you see, you understand me then, but you've never had expectations for a girl you've met, or just this ideal relationship you have created in your mind, and then you create it, and you're like, I want this girl, and then you come outside and you see 3/4 of the women you're meeting are nothing like the girl you have created. So you're either, do I stay alone?
Honestly, yeah. I had expectations of girls back when I was in high school. And by the time I was finishing high school, whatever expectations I had, I opened them up. I became a lot more open to the different kinds of babes that I'd meet. Even though I was getting frustrated by a babe on one side, even though another babe was suddenly so nice, but I wasn't feeling them for one reason or another, I was ready for it. Now, the problem is, when somebody has been watching chick flicks and Disney movies the entire time and listening to Usher busy talk about you remind me of a girl, like, you will get one specific idea of how a guy is supposed to treat you, and you forget to acknowledge that there's other sources of information that you can get to kind of, spice up your idea of what the guy that you might end up with is like. Because I used to read a lot of the columns on newspapers, and I'd look at some of the relationship issues because some of them were interesting. But I'd end up learning, not just from the jokes that I'd get from there, but I'd end up kind of learning from some of the situations that were there. You look at, the person who from the paper that is supposed to give the relationship advice. Like, I'd pick up a bunch of things from there. The problem is, right now, there's a ton of babes that expect to be treated well, at least in my opinion. There's a ton of babes that expect to be given the world by a guy, and they get pissed off when it's not given to them, instead of them actually trying to give themselves the best thing and then hoping that the guy that comes actually performs.
Okay. That's first, you targeted me on the Usher thing. Well, I listened to Usher until he got no happies, but that's not the point.
Oh, I still listen to him right now.
Oh my goodness, this is over. And then on the point of wanting a guy to give you the world, I also grew up reading a lot of books. I think that's why I like writing, because you get to create a universe you can't experience necessarily. So you see
the problems that are there. You're being exposed to realities that will not exactly exist. All of this is imaginary, and then you expect it to happen in reality. Aren't you lying to yourself, Nelima?
Again, but I'm a writer, so I expect, if I'm telling you, if I'm communicating through my work what I want, you will try at least to give me a percentage of it. But guys just never try. So when I had this 19-year-old say she's tired of men, I was like, I completely understand. Like, I don't understand why you're tired of men at 19, because, your 20s are for sleeping around. But I understand when you say, like, you're exhausted, because you tell someone, I like flowers and chocolates and gifts, and I like being taken out. And the guy was like, I can't do either of that. You want to tell me you can't go out of your way to get me Mars or something?
Flowers.
I don't like flowers. I don't know about that. But you can't.
Okay,
yeah.
First of all, it depends. If you told me that you want me to get you flowers, I would tell you that I am not going to do that, because I honestly feel like it is a waste of money. I would much rather take you for lunch, because at least it's food.
Yeah, but you see,
you can enjoy that shit. Flowers, you're smelling.
But
them.
if I don't like going out in public, and my thing is to go hiking and get flowers, you have to meet me halfway.
Then we'll go hiking.
You see, but men don't do that.
Or you can climb this tree in my bedroom. Like, I don't know. Personally, I feel as though y'all just need to start making sure you know what it is that you want from the get-go, because that's kind of been the same thing that a lot of people have ended up doing when they're much older. If you start doing it when you're a lot younger, at least you get to weed out a lot of the problems. Because think about it like this. You have this guy that slid into your DMs. You have this guy that will compliment you, tell you how much he wants to do with ABCD. He wants to take you here. He wants to buy you that. And at the end of the day, you just choose to get in because of what he said. Now, how about you just ask him, do you want to date? Because I'm interested in dating seriously. Ask him if he wants a friends with benefits. Ask him if he just wants to hit, so that you can know from the get-go the kind of person that you're getting. Because for us guys, we get a girlfriend. Yes, there's the infatuation period and everything, but after that we go back to our normal lives. Do some guys actually fuck up by not paying attention to their babes after that? Yes, but if this guy is interested in the relationship, then he will be willing to change. I don't know. What do you think about that?
All in all, I think at 19 or 24, all you just need to know is what you like, what you want in someone. You also need to communicate your fucking expectations. And just drop anyone that doesn't do that for you.
Exactly. And also remember that before you get to your prince, you might as well kiss a bunch of frogs. So don't hesitate to leave one and go for another. Anyways, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for collaborating with me, Nelima. Her podcast, Under the Circumstances, is available now on Spotify and Anchor. Thank you so much for listening all the way till the end. If you have any thoughts, comments, or feedback, feel free to drop them on the DMs at Breaktime on Westside is where it's at, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. You can hit me up at Bagaka the D. Feel free to drop your thoughts and comments on Castbox as well, because there's a comment section over there. And I will catch you guys on the next break. Take care.